the difference between a Gandhi baby and a Hitler baby, which Peter brought up this example, which was completely undermined, basically proves the whole concept of evil. Once you disprove the concept of evil, and you base everything in our social system and the human behavior right now being completely attributed to social and environmental influence, then I guess you can easily understand that the fundamental change that has to be made is in our environment. And how do you change the environment? Well, first you have to understand what determines the basic atmosphere of an environment. And I think one of the line reasons for our environment being the way it is the fundamental concept of scarcity, meaning that we've had to fight for survival for so many years, for all our existence. So, if we understand then that the whole concept of evil is a byproduct of our social and environmental conditioning, then we understand that it's an environment that has to change. And if we understand what creates the basic fundamentals of our environment to be the way they are, then we can slowly learn the solution of this problem as well. Now, I think the underlying reasoning of our environment being the way it is the basic need for survival, the fight for survival. And we've had this throughout our whole history, I think, in terms of scarcity. Now, because only since the last few years have we ever had the technology to realize an extraction method of using this abundance of energy, it is now that we can transform as a people. Now we realize that the greatest secret of abundance in energy has been and still is so near. And this very fact will render all our ideologies and fear-based projections and uses for competition, specifically for survival and personal material gain, completely useless. Because scarcity will be no more, the root cause of division and this fight for survival is an expired understanding. Just like the world being flat is expired, so is scarcity and fight for survival. So picture this: if conditioning is the entire cause for our abhorrent behavior in society, and that this conditioning is a direct cause to the everlasting inequality that the money system produces, and if technology can scientifically prove that energy is 100% abundant, which would solve the problem of scarcity, which would create a new environmental conditioning based on fearlessness, equality, and a deep connection to Mother Earth, then this resource-based system, with the elimination of money, is realistically the final way in securing our destiny from this present system that is fundamentally a planted disease. I use the words planted because the power of money to corrupt a society is like a deep-rooted seed that will inevitably show its face on the surface at some point. If it is given enough attention, it will always show itself. This is why I believe that this is all a new phenomenon, because most likely never in history have we had this intelligence to advance technologically to abundant existence, where scarcity is unheard of. Well, at least in the history that is most commonly believed in, but that's another story. Now, about the concept of competition. Well, I have to agree with Alex. The aspect of competition is a pretty deep-seated aspect of humans in general. So, what is it about competition that's so negative? Is it the point that the goal in competition is to be better than the other? Or is the goal of competition to better yourself? Now, if the goal of competition is to better yourself, then you really don't need a competitor. The competitor can be yourself. And if you compete with yourself, then you can better yourself just the same way as any other situation. Only the goal becomes progress, as opposed to beating someone. Also, what's the difference between the world we live in now and this world which is resource-based? I mean, wouldn't the use of money just be lost naturally through time as technology advances? Probably not, because the system doesn't allow the technology to surface. This is a really important aspect, because if you imagined the free market actually being the way Alex idealizes it to be, then this resource-based economy and a world without money would naturally come about. Because if technology is used to its full potential and for its use of providing for the people as opposed for the elite, then the immediate effect would be to make our lives easier. And if everything that requires natural resources to be produced was produced with free energy, well then I guess you could consider all these things to be free. And if all these basic necessities, as well as some material desires were fulfilled through free energy, I think you can consider them to be free. So what's the use of money? So I guess all in all, you could say I'm completely disgusted with the way Alex has portrayed his view on such fundamental concepts that basically pave our society. And you know what? I'm not going to say he's a New World Order propagandist. I'm not going to say, he's been corrupted by the corporate elite to play their game and propagate their agenda. I just feel that it's obvious that there are some very deep-seated aspects of conditioning in Alex Jones, which come basically from the church, and have distorted his perception of the way things are. I mean, if his fundamental belief system is based on a speculative understanding of evil, then he's bound to go the wrong way. So I gotta say, all in all, I think the way Alex Jones reacted with this whole interview is utterly disgusting. I mean, it shows that he's got so many conditionings inside of him from the church and from his concepts of evil, and it really doesn't make sense. I mean, his perfect world, at best, will be full of murderers, full of psychopaths, full of elitists. Also, I think Alex's solutions that he poses to gain our power back over the New World Order and the global elite by exposing the key players and exposing the fraudulent election and political systems, they sound pretty decent at first, but I think they're very naive. Because again, you're just basically mowing over weeds as opposed to picking them at the roots. The root cause of these fraudulent systems is the underlying corruption that exists within them. The corruption is what allows people to be corrupted. Now, where does the corruption start? I think it's obvious that it starts at the need for financial gain. The financial gain starts in the corporation. The corporations grow and grow because the free markets allow them to grow as big as they want. They have all this power, and then all they have to do is raise a finger and give a handout to anybody they want to corrupt. And when you have that incentive to be corrupted, you basically let the whole system fall apart. Because now you have one tool for corrupting that is universal.